Indian miracle buster.
Oh yeah.
This is a guy who has basically run off to Finland. He's gone to live in Finland because he made his name in India exposing the miraculous feats of holy men.
Right.
And there's a law in India against blasphemy. And so they said, if you do that again, we're going to kill you, or imprison you, or fine you, or rape you, or do whatever they do.
Fine or kill. Fine, kill, or rape.
But it's the weird... I think what caught my eye from this is that India is one of the most booming economies in the world. There's over 1 billion people there now. And yet it is the... Home is not the right word, but it's the most prominent site of the gulf between rich and poor.
Massively so.
And it's also one of the most religious nations in the world.
Yeah.
Secular thinking, atheism, etc. is... Well, of course it exists there. It's much, much lower than even America.
Yeah.
And it's interesting how that, despite the booming economy, despite all the money and the technology and this and that coming in, it still is very, very caught in its ways.
Yeah.
But this guy's great.
So what's happening? A guy busting miracles?
Yeah, he basically made his name... I think he's educated to a certain extent and said, well, this isn't true. He made his name... a Hindu fakir, who I imagine is like a holy man.
Yeah.
He declared on live television that he could kill anybody with tantric chanting.
Same.
So he went, yeah, I'll take you up on that. And he did on television. He didn't kill him.
Oh, what?
But the channel cancelled all subsequent programming.
What?
And the Takir started chanting on the spot. And hours and hours and hours and hours passed by. And there was a bit of desperation that crept into his raspy mantras, according to this article. But nothing, of course, happened.
How long did it last before he said?
Several hours. It doesn't go into it, but he just says several hours.
I wonder what that was like right at the end. I wonder if he thought, oh, do you know what? I've been saying Barry Krishna this whole time. I've been getting this wrong.
We need to start again.
Yeah,
Can we start again?
I've got to go home. I've got a wife, but it would have worked if I got that right. Oh, this is embarrassing.
But he's also he's visited hundreds of villages, replicating famous feats, which is basically just simple magic, like creating holy ash out of nothing. It's just a simple hand-eye trick. And his last campaign in India, he went to a Catholic sort of holy site. It was in a toilet.
Oh yeah.
And there was a statue of Christ.
Yeah. Statuette or statue?
A statuette. Yeah. And it was dripping water from the foot, and people were like...
In a toilet surrounded by plumbing?
Yeah, well, yeah, I'll come on to that. And so residents flocked to it.
Yeah. Oh, the drippy foot of
just
Christ,
to watch,
of course.
Just to watch the drip.
Matthew 3:15, and thus Christ's foot did drippeth.
And some drank the droplets.
Yeah, well,
which
would
is
do,
basically pissing shit heavy.
Yeah.
Because it's in a public toilet in India. And everyone that's ever been to India has gone, oh, I got the shits. Yeah. I don't think it's racist to say this. Most people who go to India get the shits. I imagine most people
live in India.
Yeah. It's just bad.
Yeah.
And so he went and said, plumbing is what's happening here.
Yeah. He probably just poked his head in and went, plumbing. So,
it turned out the statue was mounted on an overflowing drain, which in turn fed a pipe that issued from a nearby toilet. So the statue was on a drain, coming from a toilet, and people drank those droplets. He just said it was bad plumbing.
Obviously.
But it didn't go well for him.
Why?
He got beaten with sticks, and he said, so many death threats that he ran off. And of all the places he ran off to, he went straight from India to Finland. He didn't.
That's quite a good shout. I would definitely go to Scandinavia.
He didn't go to Pakistan. He didn't go. Yeah, but it's a hell of a journey.
It's a bit of a trek, but it depends what flight you book.
Yeah, you could probably get it cheap if you have a stopover in Pakistan. If you
go
and then fly again.
Yeah. I think that's a good place to go to. But he's wanted, is he?
Yeah. If he goes back, there's warrants out for his arrest on India's blasphemy law, which states whoever with deliberate and malicious intention of outraging the religious feelings of any class of any citizens in India shall be punished with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend up to 3.5 years, or with fine, or with both. But yeah, it's a bit mental, really, that exists.
What, the blasphemy law?
Yeah, anywhere.
I suppose so. It's you can see where they're coming from. They're just, it's part of the whole let's keep the peace thing. But what they don't realise is that impedes on critical thought.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, there's a difference.
I suppose malicious intent, you know, that's in there, so that's good enough. But
there's a difference between keeping the peace from people who are maliciously, like they say, maliciously trying to actively stir up violence, and people just going, well, what about this? Or what about that? You know, this is basically just Indian Mythbusters.
Yeah.
He's going, oh, well, that's this. What he's doing is just educating people. He's not saying your religion is bullshit. He's not going, ha 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 ha, you stupid Catholics. Look how wrong this is, and smashing their Jesus figurine on the floor, pissing on it.
Yeah, it's already got piss on it.
Yeah, dripping from the foot.
Yeah.
He's just going, well, this is just plumbing.
Yeah.
So this isn't something worth coming to see.
Depends how tactful he is about it. Is he really tactful, or is he not very tactful?
Well, I imagine he is. I can't imagine he's the Gordon Ramsay of miracle busting.
Yeah.
You fucking cunts. Because it's just, you wouldn't naturally do that.
No.
If I was going to bust something, if I'm going into a room full of 100 Catholics, the last thing I'm going to do is demean their religion.
But a lot of people would.
But
of people.
This isn't on television. This isn't...
No.
He has no protection here.
How old is this guy, though? Because if he's like...
50, I would assume.
Oh, is he? I was going to say if he's like a 22-year-old guy who spends all his days on Reddit, then it's very likely that he could be one of those... Oh, religion's bullshit. Everyone who believes in religion is so stupid. Religion is false.
But there's a difference between saying that on the internet or saying that as Richard Dawkins on Richard Dawkins' website, protected by all his followers, and going into a room in a village in India where corruption and everything is so rife, and saying, this is stupid, you're all idiots, look how great I am, because you're going to get beaten up. Yeah,
but he did get beaten up.
Well, he got attacked with sticks, but that wasn't because of him. That's just him
more just
saying,
a general, don't blaspheme sort of thing. Well, how do you feel about blasphemy? Big fan?
I probably blaspheme quite a lot.
Do you, though?
Because what classes as blasphemy?
Well, that's what I thought, like... Is it going against your own faith? Or is it going against the faith of your immediate culture? Or is it going against any faith? Because if it's going against any faith, then almost everything you ever do is blasphemy, because there's someone out there who believes that you should never butter toast, you know?
I think it would be within your society.
Yeah, like your immediate culture.
Yeah, and while we live in a sort of Christian society.
Sort of. That's changing very
rapidly. No, it is, but as a nation, we're still a Christian nation. Yeah.
When the Queen kicks it, though. Ooh.
Charlie, he's an ardent atheist, isn't he?
Charlie,
he'll come in and go, fucking knock all them churches down.
Oh, have you heard of Dawkins? I've got a few books you should read, mate. God, that's a delusion. Cheers.
Do you remember when we got given those red little Bibles?
Yeah,
in year 6 or something at school, or year 7?
How old would we have been then? Like 10, 11?
Yeah. I don't know what the point of that was.
I don't remember. Weren't they Psalms or something, or was it an actual Bible?
It was weird. I had it around for ages. I found it a couple of months ago. But
I remember when we got given those Bibles, because we went to a Church of England school, and almost every kid there was raised not religious, but the few who were mostly Muslim. Yeah. And then there was maybe there was one Christian. I don't know.
Yeah,
but either way,
probably be a couple.
Yeah, but either way, it was a Christian school ostensibly. So we were given these Bibles one day for some fucking reason, and I remember we just used them as weapons. Like I remember they would go flying across the playground, like people would just throw them at each other. That's all I really remember.
Isn't that blasphemy? At the end of the day,
no, because as JC, Jesus Christ, my homeboy, said, let he who is without sin cast the first stone. So really, by throwing loads of Bibles, you're saying, yeah, I'm without sin.
No sins.
Yeah, no sins here.
This guy, no
proper
sin.
Christian. So that is the least blasphemous thing you could do.
That's one of the differences between like Christianity and the majority of other religions is that scripture or copies of scripture aren't revered.
Yeah.
Not revered, but they're not dealt with in a special way. Like, you have to be washed. You don't have to be washed in a certain manner. You don't have to wrap them in this and keep them higher. And because, like, the Quran is the biggest sort of thing that people... The way to get a Muslim to tear it up or throw it on the ground, or... Whereas really it is just a book with a copy of something in. Whereas Christianity doesn't have that, I don't think.
Do you mean Christianity doesn't have the reverence?
Yeah. For the paper it's printed on.
It does more so than a lot of religions, but also less than a lot of religions. It's in a middle ground. I wouldn't say that Christianity is one of... Like, if you burn a Bible, people aren't going to be happy with you.
Well, yeah, but I don't think people are going to be overly happy from any major religion if you burn a copy of theirs.
Yeah, I was just talking earlier on in this podcast about in Zen, where they ritualistically burn their own texts.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's use that as
one end of the spectrum.
No, let's use that as the standard.
Right, okay.
So in that case...
By that case, then, yeah.
Christianity is